So Paddleton. Well, first off, what the heck kind of title is Paddleton? Well, Paddleton actually refers to this game that these two best friends play, played by Mark Duplass and Ray Romano. They play friends Michael and Andy. Mark Duplass is Michael, Ray Romano is Andy. They play this little game where they just bounce a tennis ball off the back of like a drive-in movie theater, and then they try to get it into to a trash can, essentially. Well, that's okay. So that's the game they play. But the main it's not mainly about the game. It's more about the connection these two characters have with each other. So they're basically they're kind of best buds. They joke with each other. They play sports with each other. They play all sorts of puzzles and games with each other. Just seem like two really nice guys. About middle age. Just having fun with their relatively quiet lives. They enjoy just like spending evenings in, just having dinner. They love watching kung fu films, and like I said, just playing Paddleton, having fun. But then the film opens with Michael realizing that that he has cancer, and that it's not going to get better. It's that his cancer is really severe, and that he is eventually going to die. And rather than going through the long road of suffering, he decides that he wants to end it all, but he wants to end it. He wants to end it like medically, like as medically sound as possible. So he basically goes about the process of taking this medication that will slowly kill him. Well, I mean, it'll prepare him. He basically what he wants is he wants to enjoy life the way that he's always enjoyed it. He wants to have fun with his best buddy. He doesn't want to spend his last days being in extreme pain and just feeling miserable just feeling like a miserable person. He loves spending time with Andy, and he doesn't want that to change. So basically, he's just saying like I want everything to more or less be the same. I want to keep watching kung fu films. I want to keep I want to keep our Paddleton game going. I want to keep talking with you and playing puzzles and stuff like that, and just basically hanging out. And it's really sweet watching these two connect. Ray Romano has amazing, like Mark Duplass is a great actor. I mean, if you've seen him in stuff like Creep, and a lot of his smaller indie films, he's amazing in that. He actually co-wrote the script here with the director Alex Lehman, and I was surprised by how much I was really getting into this. So and this could have been easy melodrama. It could have been really sappy, easy melodrama, and it never goes to that area. It always feels natural. Like Ray Romano is amazing in this role. Like he's kind of brings that same energy he had from The Big Sick. You might remember, where he basically had to decide, how he was going to handle his daughter, whether or not he wants to decide if she lives or dies. So this is kind of like familiar territory for Romano. And he does a great job he feels very natural, very in the moment, and very easily comedic. I mean, he's always kind of had that effect. If you look at something like his stand-up comedy, it feels very, very, very truthful and very honest. And I like how this story goes about, and also doesn't go like you watch that trailer and you hear like kind of like the indie rock music that kind of goes under it, and you think you know where this is going. But I like how it never really takes a sappy route. Like Michael isn't, he's committed to this. He realizes that, I am going to die. There's no route here. Like, Andy's like, well, miracles could happen. I don't want you to die, but, I'm your friend. And if this is what you want, heck, I'll go through it with you. And so realizing that he is going to die, basically, like I said, Michael doesn't really want to change anything. He does do a few interesting things. Like at one point, they have to make a road trip to get all this, to get the medication they need. And it's a pleasing road trip. It's not like a wild and zany, one last crazy road trip type movie. No. Thankfully, the road trip is only about like a half or a quarter portion of the film about. And then they make kind of like a stop at an ostrich farm. They make some cute comments along the way. They stay at a hotel where they meet a woman who talks about her dead husband. Little bit quirky, but like I said, very, very low key, not overblown. There's one very, very cute moment where where Michael goes to like kind of like an open mic at a bar and decides that he's gonna play out his favorite kung fu film for the crowd, trying to explain how much he loves it because he feels like no one understands kung fu films. And so he's basically fading up there. But then Andy comes to his rescue and says like, "Hey, I'll play it out with you. Like, you got to see how awesome this kung fu is." It's adorable. I mean, their chemistry here is it's just so adorable. And by the time you get to the end, it really does earn its tears. When it gets to the end, where basically Michael realizes like, you know what, it's time. I've got to take that last medication that's gonna bring me down. And it's just and it's strange how human it feels, because it doesn't feel like a dramatic, like kind of like swelling of strings, or kind of like like my last famous words. It's just kind of like it's met with kind of like okay, I'm gonna die, and then kind of like a very kind of like quick drink, realize this is it, and then kind of like a fear and a terror, and then like kind of like a setting in, and then just this very uncomfortable nature about what it feels like when you know like the road is over, when you know that that your life is over and that your friendship is done. um and man, it's it's so sad, but it's so cute at the same time, because I mean, Michael and Andy have such a great chemistry here, that I was just so infatuated with this film. This came out at Sundance early in February, and then it came to Netflix a little bit later. Uh, I I adore this film. I think it's got, I mean, Duplass is great, Romano's great. The direction here is spot on. It never feels like it's trying to go overblown with it. Um, I feel like there's a few scenes where they do try to be like a little bit more improvisational, but not a lot. And for most of the scenes where it seems like it might be improv, they do a great job of it. I mean, Romano, he's a veteran at this, and Duplass is able to keep up with him just as well. So you're essentially just seeing two fine actors take what could have been a very melodramatic script and actually weave something amazing out of it. I love this film, and usually with Netflix films, I mean, I know like like last year, it was fall, we had like a lot of great Netflix films, like Balada Buster Scruggs and Roma. And usually, around this time of winter, we don't really we don't usually see as many great films on Netflix. But hey, maybe that's changing. Certainly with like the stuff they get from Sundance. And this is definitely, Netflix is off to a pretty good start this year with Paddleton. It's a great little dramedy with some amazing character in it. So for Paddleton, 4 out of 5 stars.